Yes.
Right. Well, if you think it will help, eh? Good. Well, this is from the soliloquy To Be or Not, in Shakespeare holds a Hamlet, if you understand me. Whether it is noble to suffer outrageous budgetary or lament a Lamont, or do a wormy turn and bash the livy daylights out of the inland revenue, oh folly, to sleep it and wake up in a heavenly abode of low taxes, comfy railway travel-ode, no sniffy poo on the motorway, folly, exhausting polytax out the window. Oh, deep joy. Impossible, of course, but maybe perchance to dream it. Ha! But what if in those dreams we suffer extra insurance premiums, dwindling bank account, mortgage horribold? There's the rubberoo. For in that death snorkus, what sort of suffering after we shed it the mortal coil load? Here's a palsy hesitakers. For who would put up with the nudgy-nudgy at the pub bar for a snobby-type drinker? Too mean to push in the boat, eh? Folly. Extra P cost on a pint low down the epiglottis. Oh, deep folly. These are the fardlows Shakespeare meant to make you grunt and sweat in the early morning, and to make you rather put up with the already suffering than fly to something more horrible round the corn. Ah, what's this? Not Ophelia, it's the missus. Give us a cuddle, duck. Kissy cuddle.
Thank you, Stanley. I think that's cleared up a lot of our fears and you know, over the budget. Do you think that in any way that the budget will improve your lifestyle?
Well, Judy, it great improve if we get more trains.
Really?
Yeah, because I can travel more comfortable. When getting old, you know, your livers dehydrate, you can't reach the pedals on the bicycle, and you get up a load out, aching in the knee, all folly.
Yeah, I should have realised that, really. Talking of travelling, I mean, do you think the budget will allow for a summer holiday? Have you planned one?
Well, I haven't planned one yet, no. And the reason is that it's a toss-up whether I go to Salzburg Festival, which you know.
Yes, yeah.
You heard the festival,
yeah.
Vienna. Well, there's the famous Vienna Boys Choir there. And they're doing a turn or two, I expect. It's very old, of course. And Handel once went to this museum. There was an organ there, and he played a fugue. And the boys took turns to pump the bellows on the back of the organ. You know, half a load out to give the wind it through 'em. Right? Now, and he said, and this is what Handel said, all the wind for my fugue came from the boys behind.
Yes, have you perhaps got anywhere else in mind?
Well, yes. I'd love to go to New Orleans, the home of jazz. Here's a deep joy. Contrapuntal, half a load down, bliblio, and take a bow. All this lovely thorcus. You see, Buddy Bolden, Louis Armstrong, King Oliver, these are the fine trumpy blokes, Embouchure and the Throcus, you know. All gone. Got a little poemy?
Yes, I think so.
Well, very few are with us. Many went too soon. Bixie in the morning, Jimmy afternoon. In case you don't know, he was the great clarinetist.
Oh, no, I knew.
You know, under
yeah.
Yeah.
If we could just get back to the budget a minute, because I think...
fundamentals it does.
Yeah, I think we sort of lost it somewhere. Have you got any advice for future chancellors?
Well, I would say this, that a good start would perhaps give a new coat of paint to that little red box. You remember?
Yeah.
They stand outside number 10. Here's the secret in this box. They're all shabby low, but you ain't low, and it's surprising your eardrobes. Oh, folly. You see, I think a new coat of paint on that. Maggie would have liked it blue, but she's probably the House of Lordy, isn't she?
Yes. Talking of the House of Lords, in the past few years we've seen television cameras in the House of Commons and Lords. Have you any ideas of improving the behaviour in the House of Commons?
Yes. I mean, how outrageous. The average viewer and see them jumping half a load down and waving the ordo papers and trying the attention of the eyeball of the speaker. Oh, folly for this. And all the denny grapes, sour denny grapes across the one called the bad dusty names across the floor. All the... Now, if a little quietened down, a little peace fold, little jazzy trickly how in the back row, a little jazzy company mode, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
I'm sure it would, Stanley. I'll take your word on this. How did you start all this? Where's this language come from, Stanley?
Well, it's a basic thunderbolt called Basic English 25, though. No, that's all to confuse you. It all had to do with communication, Jude, the problem. And earlier on, I found that when I was looking at my mother's knitting pattern, Pearl, Kate and Poggy casting off number 12 needle. And I thought, that means you drill through there, triple off the end and the deep folly, end up with a little blotchy all over.
Well, Stanley, a fact sheet is available on what Stanley has in fact just been saying, but thank you very much for that deep insight into the budget. Ladies and gentlemen, Stanley Unwin.
can look like this.
Or this.
Or this.
Or this.
Or this.
Or this. And when you throw them, they should come back to you.
To throw a boomerang, you've got to hold it with the flat side against the palm of your hand, so you're holding the colour side, you're looking at that. You then find out where the wind's coming from, that's on your nose, you turn around so it's onto your left cheek, and you throw it out holding it upright, level with the ground, nice strong throw, straight out.
Is there a different way of throwing it if you're left-handed?
Yeah, if you're left-handed, basically the boomerang's going to be a mirror image of a right-hander anyway, and you want to be throwing it out, so rather than the wind being on your left cheek, it's on your right cheek, but it's exactly the same throwing action to throw it straight out, parallel with the ground again.
Why is it that the boomerang comes back to you?
If you look at the boomerang wing, what you see on there is that you've got two wings there, rather like an aircraft wing. And it's the aircraft wing which actually gives it lift. That's what makes it fly. That's the first thing. The second thing is why it comes back. And that's a principle called gyroscopic precession, which basically is that if the boomerang's spinning, it's behaving as a gyroscope. And if it's behaving as a gyroscope and the gyroscope's laid on its side, it turns round in a circle. And that's why it'll come back to you with a bit of luck.
What's a gyroscope?
It's exactly the same sort of principle as a spinning bicycle will. When you lean into a corner, you don't fall off, because the gyroscopic precession of the bicycle wheel actually keeps you upright. As you turn, that'll throw you back upright
I
again.
get the general idea.
Yeah.
Big technical spinning.
It is, yeah, that's the problem with that. It's awfully technical.
And I love to live so pleasantly. Live this life of luxury, lazing on a sunny afternoon.
Best one so far.
What's this?
In summertime. In summertime. In summertime. My girlfriend's run
What's this?
off with my car and gone back to her ma and pa, telling tales of drunk.
Boomerangs were invented by the Aborigines as a toy. They were also used as bird scarers.
Woodworking tools.
Musical instruments.
And cooking utensils.
Help me, help me, help me sail away. Well, give me 2 good reasons why I ought to stay. 'Cause I love to live so pleasantly. Live this life of luxury, lazing on a sunny afternoon. In summer.
Boomeranging is a really good laugh, and it's really cheap. You can pick up a boomerang for about £3, although they can cost as much as 40, and it'll last until you lose it.
But you do need to do it in a big open space and watch out for other people. And if it's too windy, you'll have trouble getting it to come back.